Hello, tubers and tubettes. My name is Dave Dixon, and I live up here in Northern California. And I just got through a meeting with those two retired teachers up here in Elk Grove. So she was running a little bit late, so she was a little nervous about that. And I said, no problem, I'll just hang out here. It really was not a problem. And he got there a little bit early. They had so much activity going on because they're trying to sell her house and then move into his house, which was a rental, but now they're going to change everything around, so they're going to move into his house as their final house. So I went through my presentation explaining everything, trying to connect back to when I talked to them 2 days ago. And luckily they're super sharp, so they remembered everything that I was saying. And that's always important for me. And then went through the pricing, kind of went down each item. And then we got to the final price. I gave my discounts and everything I'm allowed to do in terms of discounts. Fortunately, I'm going the wrong direction. I'm going to get all the way over there. To get all my discounts, and it brought it down to $82,600. Now, they're really good in terms of poker face because they didn't say anything one way or the other, but they did say they really appreciate me giving them the bid. I told them I'm not going to sign you up today. That today is just to give you the information, and then you think about it. If you're interested, you call me back. But they said, we just wanted to tell you that you're really professional. We really appreciate the design. Everything looks really good. I know we have some competitors that I deal with that they do an illustration or a drawing or something, and they will not give you the drawing unless you buy the pool. Well, number one for me, I don't know what I'm going to do with all these drawings, because you could have a ton of them in a year. I'm probably going to end up throwing them away, which is what they're going to do. And to me, I don't think there's an easy way to tell people that I just don't trust you. That's why I'm not giving you the drawing. So I always give them the drawing. And yeah, they could copy my drawing if they wanted to, and they could have another pool company do it. But that's where they get into the details of it, what we put on in terms of equipment and how we're going to do the pool. I try to make sure I've got that all explained to them to more focus on the differences, because they're never apples to apples. It's always differences. But that's what I'm trying to focus on. They did like the idea that we don't collect a down payment because we really don't know if the backyard is clear. And if the backyard is not clear, then you don't have to build the pool. Actually, you don't even have to give us a reason. The owner's really big about, I don't want to build a pool if somebody doesn't want us to build it. But a lot of companies right now, they're doing $5,000 non-refundable deposits. And because when you buy a car or something, you put down $5,000. People don't think that that's odd, to put $5,000 down on a swimming pool. But in California, that's actually illegal. The most you can ask for as a pool builder is 2% of a contract or $1,000, whichever is less. And so it's always going to be $1,000 because the prices of pools have gotten higher and higher, and the 2% is always going to end up being more. So I always like to point that out to them. And then I know sometimes I've gotten jobs just because the other company said we're going to do a $5,000 non-refundable deposit. The proposal is part of it. It's not as clear as the contract. On the contract, I'll be there for like at least an hour going through the contract. And I like to read all the parts of it. Instead of just having you sign something, I like to read through it. So I'm pretty anal that way, and I really got to read through it. If I can't get through the contract, then it's like I don't have a contract. So I gave them the price. They were very good about their poker face. I couldn't tell what they were thinking. They did compliment me. That was good. I know they're super busy because they're trying to sell that house and they're trying to do work on this house. So maybe it's going to happen. Maybe it's not going to happen. I do my best effort, right when I'm there at the sales presentation. But you got to remember, it's a big it's a big dollar amount, so I don't expect them to make a decision in 5 minutes or something like that. Think about it, get your other bids, and then you have to kind of go with who you trust and the best value. Not necessarily the lowest price, but the best value for what you're going to get. Unfortunately for everybody is that you never know until you get started with a company, and if it was a wrong company or a bad company, you're kind of not only stuck with the construction nightmare, but you're also stuck with that pool. And so there are people that have their dream house, but the pool was such a nightmare and the company was so difficult to deal with that they don't even want the house because of the pool. So those are issues that you have to always be aware of. So I gave them the price. I think it came out to $82,600 when I did all the discounts. So I never know, maybe they're thinking $65,000, but I do give them some areas where they could drop the price. If they decide they don't want to do the spa, that would save $22,000 right there. If they decide they don't want to put the wall on the back that I'm using to hold 12 inches of dirt, off the pool, they could save $3,700 there. So there are things that they could save, but you never can tell, because sometimes when they're been around older people, they have a big they have a sense that the pools are like $35,000-$40,000, but that's not reality today. So if it doesn't get straightened out by me, it'll get straightened out by the other bids, because we're all going to be about the same. There's nobody out there doing them for 35, or they won't be doing very many. So we all have to work in this market that we're in. So anyway, I will let you guys know if that one turns around, and especially if I go out there to sign it up. I would say on a scale of 1 to 10, I would say like maybe it's 60% in my favor. It's not a toss-up, but maybe 60% in my favor. And then when I'm done with the pool, my main thing that I think to myself, and I want to get into my mind, is next. So I'm already moving on to the next pool estimate, and to put my maximum effort and stay focused on it. I don't, say, oh, I could have taken it down another $500. No, if I could take it down another $500, I would have done it. So now I'm done for the day, and I'm going to go to I think I'm going to go to the park and try to get my steps in. Today's a pretty nice day. It's 53 right now. So I think I'm going to go to Lodi Lake and walk around the lake and try to get some steps in. I already have 1,000 steps, but I think I was looking at my phone, and I think I have 18 days now that I've done 10,000 steps a day. So I do not want to miss it. And then I'll be going back up to pick up my wife around 2:30 at her office in Sacramento. I'm going back to Lodi now. And then we're going to go to my son's in Davis, and we take him out to dinner, usually Japanese dinner. Can't eat any rice, but I can have some teriyaki chicken. And we're going to go there. And we usually have to wait for about an hour while he's still getting off of work. He works remotely, and he's an analyst. And so we may just get there and just get out of the car and just go walk for an hour, because my wife is now trying to get her steps in. And so it's nice. We can do it together, and we're kind of focused on the diet. She's not as dramatic as I am, but she is starting her diet, and she's not getting 10,000 steps, but even if she gets 5 or 6, she's very, very happy. So anyway, I wanted to tell you how that bid went, and thank you very much for finding me. I appreciate the time that we spend together. I hope that in some way this is entertaining. I mean, I don't know, if you're not a pool salesman or you're not buying a pool, maybe not. But I think it's interesting to know what other people do for a living. I've been doing this for 40 years, and with the company that I'm with, I've been doing it for 28 years. So it's just something comes natural to me. I plan on doing this forever. I don't see myself retiring. I did get a call from the owner today. That's always nice to get a call from the ownership. And he was really thankful that I brought up a couple of bad reviews that were on our on our Yelp site. And so I guess he did a thing where they join Yelp and they'll create a video, and now we're going to have, it helps us out with Yelp, because if we don't agree with something, like the one review I have, it is a true review, but it was a complaint about the Tahoe Blue Plaster, and the owner actually upgraded him to Pebble Sheen, which is like another $5,000 more. And the guy's super happy with us that did the bad Yelp review, but he just never, put it back on his Yelp review, and we never responded to it. So you got to respond to them, and you've got to get these things finished. And so by joining Yelp, that's what it's going to help us do. And I think it's going to be a positive for this year. So we got a meeting tomorrow at 9 o'clock. Not sure what it's going to be about. But and then I've got my Marysville appointment at 1 o'clock. So I was at my wife's office, and I did the design work for the meeting I just left, and I also got the design done for the Marysville meeting. So it's nice to get all that stuff out of the way. Anyway, again, thanks again for finding me. I appreciate your time, and look forward to seeing you again. Subscribe so that we can stay together and build this community. And again, I thank you very much, and have a great day.